And we are live. I think. Tell me, guys, if you are able to hear me. Tell me if you're able to hear me. I think this is not the worst time to go live. I know that um, somewhere it's maybe like 7, 8 a.m. People are still sleeping. Some people are at work. But in South Africa, it's I think it's 6 o'clock now. So it's a lot of people who live in Africa. I guess they'll be able to join. Florin, hello Benedictine, welcome. Chosen, Louisiana in the jungle. Thanks for joining. Foreign said, I'm the first. No way. It's 18 or 9 in the Netherlands. I didn't know that we had like the same time zone. Let me check. Yeah, because it's 18:10 now in South Africa. Thank you all guys for joining, and tell me if you can hear me properly. There's a link to the Discord server. Also, try to join the Discord. If you don't have a Discord account, just create it, man. It's where we actually get to communicate. I've just posted the link in the chat. So if you still have not joined the Discord server, please join. Trust, because after this live, we're going straight to Discord and have like a conversation. What's great about Discord is that anyone can join the voice chat. The voice chat room, basically, like where we'll actually be communicating. So you can just join. You can join, and you can switch off your video if you want to switch off the video, or join, and yeah, we communicate. I think it's much better that way if I can see you when we're communicating, but it'll be fine. So after the live, we're going straight to Discord. So yeah, thank you all guys for joining. I see a lot of people are able to join. Abalash Madai, don't you think we have to be in support of atheism if we are convinced this is a whole realm? Um, yes, we should be. The problem is, like with atheism, the problem is the world is not convinced yet that we are in a hell realm. So if you promoting atheism, people will just think you're weird. So the first thing that needs to be done is to convince people that no, actually it's a hell realm. Like, people must be convinced fully. No one should be a hypocrite. Like, they must be able to see that everything actually tells us that we're in a hell realm. I remember 2 hours back, I was watching some videos on TikTok, and I came across a video of a lion chasing a zebra. So this guy was recording. Um, he was with some people there, and yeah, they watched the whole thing, and a lot of people felt sorry for the zebra. When I checked the comments, everyone was feeling sorry for the zebra. I remember some people say that the guy was cruel because he didn't help the zebra. And I was like, dang, people are hypocrites, bruh. You find out it's the same people who are saying God this, God that, right? You're like, it's how God created things to be. What am I gonna do if I try to interfere with nature? Am I not going against God's will? If I see a zebra being killed by a lion and I try to save the zebra, am I not going against God's will? Is it the devil who made things to be that way? Is it the devil? Do you get what I'm saying? Obviously, it's God, is the one that you're worshiping. So if you want to blame someone, blame God. We don't have the power. You know what I'm saying? I can't just stop a rabbit from, and even if I do, I mean, let's just say a rabbit is being eaten by a lion. Let's say I'm able to stop the lion. The lion is gonna be hungry. The lion is gonna be hungry. Let me ask you a question. Will it be right if I found someone who like has like a livestock and I try to free all the animals. You hear what I'm saying? They eat, and it sucks because it's how, like, we can see that how bad it is. Like when you think about it, that's why a lot of people who are conscious become vegans. They were like, damn man, like this is bad, this is sad, this is not how it's supposed to be. We don't like that. We don't like how these animals are being treated. So we'd rather not consume any more products because it's actually possible to, be to be a vegan. You know what I'm saying? Because they can see that nature is very cruel, but it's nature. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not like nature is cruel because of something bad that has happened. It's how it's supposed to be. It works. It's how it. If it didn't work that way, there will be no balance. If I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna go and save in every animal, in the wild. Every time I see a lion chasing its prey, I'm gonna protect the prey. I'm gonna find a way to stop the lion. It means lions will die because they're not eating anything. Do you get what I'm saying? So that tells you that uh, the real problem is that we're in a hell realm. The real problem is in that people are bad. There is no way they can make the world good if it wasn't supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Even if they try, you can see that when I was listening to this other interview. Um, what's the name of this guy? The guy who did My Dear Goes to Jail, Tyler Perry, was being interviewed, and he was like, once you start making money, you need to stay away from your family because they will hold you back. They're gonna keep on asking. So, the relationships with the families are toxic and all of that. And yeah, he's not wrong, but you realize that that's how it is. Like every time a person starts making money, they want to, they stop being close with some of their family members, people that they used to be close with. Ask yourself why. It's because that's how it works. It's how nature works. You get what I'm saying? There will never be balance. Like when once people start making money, they want to roll with people who are making money. Plus, they get tired of people asking money from them all the time. So they'll rather, roll with people who actually have money or isolate themselves completely. To be like, you know what? I'm just gonna be by myself. I'm no longer gonna be with these people anymore because I'm good. I don't need them. You know what I'm saying? It's how nature works. People who have money don't want to associate with those who do not have money. You know what I'm saying? It's how it works. So as long as we have a world that works that way, there will never be balance. It will never not be a hell realm. We can pray all we want. We can cry to God. I remember there's this gospel song that I was listening to this morning. So this lady was saying, why God, why? Because they don't want me to succeed. If I buy a car, they have a problem. If I get married, they have a problem. If I get a job, they have a problem. If I'm healthy and happy, they have a problem. Like, why are you even complaining? That's how he want things to be. If he didn't want things to be that way, things would be different. It's what he wants. Like that's I remember I gave you this example with the movie called House of Nine, where nine people woke up in this house, and only one person was supposed to make it out alive and they win 5 million. When the people were living in peace in the house, planning how they're gonna make things work, how they can all get out without killing each other, they were not being given food. But once they started killing each other, they will get rewarded for that. Do you understand that obviously whoever put them there isn't good and isn't even worthy of worship? When you look at how the world works, it's the same thing. People are being rewarded for being bad for real. You hear what I'm saying? As if the one who put us here wants us to be toxic, wants us to hate each other, wants us to be bad and all of that. So obviously that tells you that this is a hell realm. Obviously, if you're operating at a high level of consciousness, you are able to see that, oh no, 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 this can't be good. We weren't put here by, you know, um, an entity that actually wants what is best for us. We're put here by an entity that wants to exploit us, that wants to manipulate us, that wants us to suffer, and it's gaining something from our suffering. And that is why it ensures that there is suffering in the world. People will be asking, yeah, why doesn't God um help people who are poor, people who are suffering, people who are living in countries where there's wars and all of that. It's like, why would it, if that's what he wants? Like, let's be real. If it's a hell room, it's a hell room, and people can see that. That is why when they watch the video that I was telling you about, when the lion was eating the zebra, they felt something like, Ish, I wish that guy who was recording could save this. You can tell that something is off. So you know what I'm saying? So now you blaming that guy because he's there, but you don't blame God, because God knows it all, he sees it all, and he wants things to be that way. That is why nature works that way. So really, should we blame the person for not interfering with nature, really? If that's how nature works? Do you get what I'm saying? So obviously people are just hypocrites, bro. They will blame everyone but God. They will blame everyone. You'll be blamed for your own suffering. You'll be blamed for living in poverty. You'll be blamed for wanting to have fun, for wanting to be free, for choosing yourself, for loving yourself. You'll be blamed for all of that. You'll be blamed for asking questions, for not having faith, for wanting to give up, for being in pain, for being depressed. You'll be blamed for all of that. But God will never be blamed. Hope God will never be held accountable. And we are talking about a being that is very powerful, that he can actually free you, like the one who actually has power. We're talking about that kind of God, right? I mean, if you believe in God, but I'm just trying to show you that people are hypocrites, right? So we're talking about a God that's capable of anything, and he's not setting nobody free. Man, how many people have lived on earth? We're talking billions, bro. So 100 billion, more than that. Like, people have suffered in this realm. Imagine how people who lived maybe in the 15th century suffered. For that, people still get, like, they get killed, they get executed, and people have, like, they love watching that. Like, maybe they throw you in the pit where there are lions, and they watch you get eaten by lions. Maybe they'll cook you alive because you had sex. This is something that's simple. You had sex, they'll cook you alive. Sometimes they'll stone people out of nowhere. You just find a bunch of people trying to stone you as if you've done something super horrible. To get what I'm saying? Sometimes they'll hang people, like, they'll upside down, and you just die. Can you imagine how painful that would be? You have to, they hang you upside down, and you just stay like that for days, alive, until you die. That has to be painful. And God is not coming to and be like, you know what, man, this is nonsense. Like, nah, 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 man, like, it cannot be that bad. I mean, yeah, I created this for fun and all of that, but nah, man, you get what I'm saying? So who's really to blame for all this nonsense? So people can tell that there's a whole rim. They just don't want to blame God or something. I don't know, because a lot of people believe in God. You know what I'm saying? Like, in South Africa, if you check people's profiles in South Africa on Facebook, there's always like something that's related to God. Maybe it's a verse from the Bible. Maybe it's a quote or something, but just something that relates to God. You know what I'm saying? Show you that most humans here on earth actually believe in God. Even if they're not Christians, they could be Muslims, whatever, they believe in God. That's the thing. So they don't want to admit that this is actually hell. And because if they had to admit that, that will also mean that it's God who actually, put people in hell, you know? And they didn't deserve to be in hell because they've not done anything wrong. They were created without their consent and put through this thing that we all have to be a part of, and that we don't know how to escape. Do you get what I'm saying? Countless adverts, the weak-minded can't accept it, so they fool themselves. It's crazy, man. And sometimes I ask myself if um if when it comes to awareness, some people, let me give you this example, right? Let's say we we only had people's voices, but we couldn't see them and we couldn't touch them. We only had their voices. People who don't have hands will not even know what hands are. So if you have hands and you're communicating with the person who doesn't have hands, they won't really understand what you mean by hands. Do you get what I'm saying? So because we don't see people's level of awareness, maybe there is something that is missing. And you're trying to communicate with these people and you're thinking that they are as aware as you are, but there's something that is missing, but you're unable to see what is actually meaning because you can't see awareness. Do you get what I'm saying? Isn't it like that? Because what I've just said on this video makes complete sense. You know what I'm saying? Like the first, okay, now we're 15 minutes now. I've been making a lot of sense, but there will be people who will not understand what I'm saying. So maybe some people uh are spiritually crippled. Yeah, let me put it that way. Many people aggressively pretend to be successful, harassing anyone brave enough to speak the truth. It's always been the craziest thing for me about society, man. It's always been the craziest thing. That's why I say, look, try to be as brave as possible because those who are right, they give up too easily, right? Like if you've been right for too long, you have felt this fire in you for too long. It's hard for you to be patient. Like if you are explaining yourself and you're totally right and other people don't get you, it's hard for you to be patient because you're right and you know without a doubt that you're right. You know, it's much easier when you know you're wrong or you know that you're bullshitting people. If they're not really paying attention or they don't understand you, you're gonna be patient because you know you want to manipulate people at the end of the day. But a person who's right gives up too easily. I've seen that. No one, they'll just talk and just walk out the room if you don't understand them, and they ain't coming back. It's like that's it. I'm giving up. You don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like they will give it their all when they're explaining, but they will give up too easily. You see? So maybe people have to be more persistent. They have to be more like you have to stand on what you believe in no matter what, because you realize that you're dealing with people who are not conscious. And you know what's beautiful about you, being brave enough to be you, you are also encouraging other people to be. So you are encouraging like-minded individuals to be like you. My handle part two says your poor awareness among all the chaos. That makes sense. 127. Also, most people don't think too much about life. They have their routine and don't care too much about anything else. But that's the question that we must ask ourselves. Why? Why a lot of people not thinking too much about life? Why are you able to think a lot about life? It does feel like there is something that you have that other people don't have. And that is why you are operating at your level of awareness. You are able to see truth even in the simplest situations, bro. Like you are able to see the truth. I remember there's this video that was trending. So it's about this couple that were they got married, so they were having a wedding, but they started to fight, and they got dirty. When you watch the video, you can immediately tell that it's scripted. You can immediately tell, but then some people seem to think it's real, and you're like, what? It's like, no, I can tell it's scripted. Like it's just for fun. You know what I'm saying? No, it's just for it's just content, basically. Like they're just trying to make content. So you ask yourself, how are some people unable to say that this is scripted? Like it's not real. You know what I'm saying? So some people are operating at a very high level of consciousness. They're actually able to see the truth in lies. You can be so conscious that even when a person is lying to you, they're telling you the truth, right? Like you can say the truth when someone is actually lying to you. I don't know if you guys, like some of you guys are like that. Like you listen to a person, they're telling you lies, but they're actually telling you the truth. In fact, you are able to see the truth when they lie to you. Because if you are conscious, it's much easier for you to see the truth when a person is lying to you. See, they can tell you more truth by lying to you, right? If a person is trying to manipulate you, they will be telling you the truth because you're so conscious to be manipulated. So they're actually telling you the truth. So you get the truth without them even realizing that you got it. Like, no, I got, I got what you were trying to hide actually. Let me post the Discord link. If you haven't joined the Discord server, keep on joining, guys. Like I told you that after this life, we're going straight to Discord. Thank you so much for the super thanks, Omega Alpha. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. For instance, not only they believe in God, they believe in a good God while looking at the world. It's the craziest thing ever, man. It's the craziest thing. It makes you ask yourself a lot of questions. And that is why I made a video talking about NPCs. Like in a world that is not real, there will be a lot of NPCs who will try to make you think the way that whoever put you in that world wants you to think. So if they want you to think that God is good, they will make all the NPCs say the same thing. God is good all the time. God is good, and there will be the majority of them. You know, that everywhere the religion will still find its way to kind of like poison everything. Hopefully, hopefully when I'm gone, like when I die in my funeral, they don't call pastors or anything like that. Like if I ever like got sick and I knew that okay, now it's probably time. I would tell my family that please don't disrespect me by inviting people. I understand that they're preaching for you guys who are left behind, but please don't disrespect me like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in these things, and I believe these things are poisonous. Please represent me well. You'd rather play my videos at my funeral, bro. Like play my videos. Let people watch. Let people know me. Let people know where I'm coming from, how I see life, and all of that. Because it's about me, right? You're coming here to bury me. This is not about God. Like, why are you even talking about God? Why are you even opening the Bible? Do you get what I'm saying? Because uh, we have to listen, man. You have to embrace your level of consciousness. Take it so seriously that you don't let anyone who's operating at a low level of consciousness disrespect you by uh dominating you. Let me put it that way. Because I think that's what happens. You find that those who are truly conscious, they allow themselves to be dominated by those who are not. So those who are not conscious are the one who are running, or the ones who are actually running things here. Right. So but Sebastian, hello, welcome to the church. Rich, wealthy, peace, y'all. Cartoon Mahendra Patil chanting and yoga are way out of this realm. You need to tell us more about that. What if the most smartest person and the most dumbest person, the richest and the poorest person, all the opposite are exactly the same, and it looks like it all doesn't even fucking matter? What do you do? Yeah, for there to be the rich people, there has to be poor people, ugly people, beautiful people. It sucks so bad, bro. So I would say that I remember I watched this anime TV series about this guy. Since I forgot, if you remember the name, please you tell me in the comment. So this guy he knew that this world sucked. Like he knew that this was a hell room. So what he wanted was to create like a simulation, like a dream where everyone will have all their needs met. So it's not really real, but it's it's a world where everyone will be happy. So he will be saying that as long as there are rich people, there will be poor people. As long as there's happiness, there's going to be misery. So he kind of explain how bad this place is. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, like you must see reality for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like wake up, stop living in an illusion, because that's what's making you suffer. Like he was making a lot of sense. As long as we live in a world where there's duality, of course there's gonna be a lot of suffering, bro. Like a lot of suffering. You know, People suffer so much that they're so used to it, bro. You know, I told you all guys that I bend my hand. When I pay attention to this part of my hand, I feel pain. But when I'm not paying attention to it, I don't even feel pain. You wanna know why? Because you got used to the pain. It's like it's there, but you don't even know it's there anymore because you're not even paying attention to it. So a lot of people are in pain, but because they're so used to their pain, don't even pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like this is how I am. I'm always in pain, so I'm used to it. It's what I know. Pain is all I know. So it's a part of me. Now I identify with it. You see, if I'm not in pain, it feels like something is wrong. You know? If you grow up poor, if you ever find yourself having money, you'll feel guilty for having money. I'm telling you. You will literally you'll feel guilty if you have to buy food that's expensive, if you have to buy expensive clothes, if you have to buy a car, if you have to buy if you have to spend money, you have to go out and spend money. You feel guilty because you've lived in poverty. Like that doesn't feel right to you. You know what I'm saying? So even when if you've never been healthy your whole life, if you're gonna be healthy, you're gonna feel guilty. You're gonna feel like you owe the world something. You know what I'm saying? Because you feel guilty, right? Ritual. What if the most smartest person? Oh, I've read the comments. Mahandra, knowing yourself as pure awareness will finish the very road of chaos. No, it doesn't. Still takes a lot of work, but yeah, knowing that is very important. Tea time. People are scared of who could put who could put here, so they say it's good just in case he can have Mason. Also, tea time saying no. People are scared of whoever put us here because just in case he exists. So he can have mercy on them, and it to some degree it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I remember I posted on Facebook like 3 years back. I said I'm not afraid to go to hell. You know why I'm not afraid to go to hell? It's because I'm doing devil's work. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking bad about the devil. Like I'm literally doing his work. So dude is gonna be on my side. Like I'm probably be king. But I was just joking. I was like, probably gonna be king in hell, bro. So it's you, the Christians, who should be afraid of the dude because you've been accusing him of things. You know what I'm saying? You've been pretending to be killing him. You know what I'm saying? Every bad thing that God has ever done, you pinned it on him. You know what I'm saying? So he's probably mad at all of you. So when you say that, you say people who are worshiping God and all of that, they're afraid of, like maybe they know that it doesn't exist, but just in case it does, they're like, you know what? Just in case there's heaven, let me try to live by Christians principles. But people know, one of the most important things that uh like if I have to tell a guy, like if I had to give a guy an example when it comes like not an example but advice when it comes to dating, I would say don't pay attention a lot to what your girl is saying about, or to what a woman is saying. Pay attention to what she's doing. That is very, very important. It's not about what she says, it's about what she does. So when it comes to God, it's like the same thing, right? The Christians will say they love God and all of that, love God with all their heart, God is good and all of that, but their actions are not speaking loud enough. When they get sick, where do they go? Hospitals. They have insurance, health insurance, paying a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? When their children are sick, they become super scared. When they when they lose their loved ones, even if their loved ones really believe in God, like it hurts them a lot, but they'll just say something like, God is good, God is good, knowing damn well that that's not how they're feeling at all. It's hypocrisy at its highest level. It's hypocrisy at its highest level. They do not walk the talk. They just talk. They have this talk of faith, as if like they believe in God, they believe is really there for them. But when things happen, they'll be in fear. You know, I remember I watched a video. It was funny actually. So these guys robbed the church, right? While the service was live. I was like, "Hey, dudes are brave, bro." How do you even think of that? But yeah, they robbed the church while the service was live. Everyone listened to these guys. Everyone went down. No one was brave. The pastor was the first one to go. The pastor was the first one. He was preaching, and the guys entered, and he was the first one to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, if I believe in what I stand for, I believe in God for real. I'll be like, it is what it is. I'm not going to embarrass you like this, God. Like, seriously, I'm not going to embarrass you like this. You're my God. I'm never bowing down to anyone. You know what I'm saying? If they take me out, they take me out. I'm not afraid. At least I'll meet you sooner, because this is hell anyway. You know what I'm saying? But no, everyone went down to show you that the whole thing is fake. The whole thing is a facade. You know, when something, when someone is acting, their true colors um start they start revealing themselves when they are in trouble. Do you get what I'm saying? Like when someone is actually in trouble, you see their true colors. When someone is in fear, you'll see their true colors. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to know how tough a person is, put them in a situation where they will experience real fear. That's when you know how tough a person is. If a person is a bitch, the bitch will come out. Seriously, like if a person is a bitch, the bitch will come. Hey, 100%. So realize that that's how it works, right? That's how it works. So these people that are hypocrites, they will make you believe that what they have faith and all of that, but when shit hit the fan, they change, they switch to them quickly. So that shows you that they be lying. You get what I'm saying? If you don't believe in God, you're not be calling God names when you're in trouble. Like if you don't believe in God, you go to the doctor. When you get sick, you go to the doctor. You're like, maybe the doctor can help, because I've seen doctors help people. I have proof that doctors do help people. I have proof. That's what I believe. But I don't have proof that God helps people. I remember there was this family that was criticized because the mother of the kids in that family, she got very sick, and they took her to this other prophet that everyone thought was real at the time. The guy, what can he say? You know what I'm saying? He didn't say, "Hey, go take the woman to the doctor. Like she's really sick." The lady died in church, and the whole community criticized the family. But the whole community believes in God, and you're like, you hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not that you shouldn't take people to the hospital when they're sick. I mean, that's actually the right thing to do. But you're being hypocrites now because you are blaming them for doing what they were told by the Bible that they should do. I don't know any verse in the Bible that says if you are sick, you should never you should never go to pray. You must not have faith in God or pray to God and all of that. Just go to a hospital; they're gonna treat. I don't know any verse that says that. It says that you must pray. It says that if you pray, you'll be able to heal the sick. That's what the Bible says. You know what I'm saying? So they were doing what the Bible told them to do, but the whole community blamed them. Why? Because something tragic happened. They were facing a real problem. It was not a fake. So everyone knows. It's just that people are hypocrites, bro. That's the real truth. People are hypocrites. So deep down, they know that no, man, prayer doesn't work. That's why if you go to your pastor's house, they have all kinds of medication, bro. You know what I'm saying? Your pastors, they have medical aid, bro. They have medical aid. Why? These are the people that as a do you get Like seriously, man, if I believe in God 100%, it means that if whatever happens is God's will. I can't be sitting in a hospital if I really believe in God. I'm like, no, God is going to help me. But obviously, because I'm a hypocrite, if I say that I believe in God, you will see me in a hospital because obviously I know that prayer isn't going to help. Like when it comes to actual problems, prayer doesn't help. Like when it comes to problems that can solve themselves, prayer works. I mean, it's not that it works, it's just that when problems solve themselves, we're going to say it's prayer. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have a minor headache and then they pray for you and then you heal, it's prayer, right? It's prayer. If you have a minor problem, you don't have a job, you're looking for a job, and you get a job, it's prayer, right? You want to get married, it's prayer. You want to have children, and you're not having children, it took you more than 3 years to have children, it's prayer. Like no, it's just how nature works. Religion is evil, dude. It's more evil than like you can even like I can't even put into words how evil religion is. Like it's really evil, bro. Like what it did to us when we were young, what it does to people now, it's insane, bro. Lie means my simjangi. As many time ever stream with the thought provoker. No, no, no. Pamela Redock. I am fed up and I've lost interest in the things that were fun before. Yeah, man, that's what's happening to us. In fact, that's what I actually wanted to talk about today. That I've lost interest in a lot of things. Um, but watching that video that I was telling you about made me change the topic. Yeah, man, it's easy to lose interest when you have seen a lot, like you have actually seen the truth. Like you'll be interested in a lot of things if this didn't feel like a hell room, because you'll appreciate everything, you'll appreciate, but then once you see things for what they are, there's nothing to appreciate. That's the thing. You stop appreciating the things that you used to appreciate because you have seen things for what they are. Like it's like this. It's like, let's say you lived in a town where there were slaves who were working 24/7 to keep the town safe, and like doing things that make the town good, right? But you never met these people and you don't know that there are these people who are like really working hard and they're slaves, and they're not being paid, all of that. You will love the town, you know what I'm saying? But once you know the truth about the town, you will hate it. So that's the thing, is that now you are becoming aware of how things really work. So you don't enjoy anything. Just like you will not be able to enjoy anything in that town. Even the food will you'll not enjoy it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Entertainment, like you would just not enjoy unless you were a psycho. But if you're a conscious person who want what's best for everyone, you would not be able to enjoy. I love my new iPhone after upgrading since 2019. Justice for the LPA. Many people don't know it's LRM. I think on some level they do. It's kind of like, how do I put it? It's kind of like if like being in a relationship where you're not loved, you will know, but you have a lot of hope, right? So it's your hope that's gonna keep the relationship alive. You're like, maybe I'm wrong, maybe this person loves me. You start making excuses for them. So it's the same thing with people not believing that it's a hell room. Like, I say all the bad stuff, but maybe God is gonna help me. Maybe God is gonna save me and all of that. Like that's the attitude, really. Some atheists call on God when they in that situation. Also, we all look for someone to save us or a higher power. Um, it's rare, but sometimes yes. But it's not even atheist. It's just people who just don't go to church, like who don't pray. Find that it's a person who used to drink alcohol, wake up in the morning, drink alcohol, but they find themselves in a desperate situation. Now they call on to God. So it's not people who be questioning God's existence who be calling on to God. You know what I'm saying? Because once you truly wake up, there's no going back. You're never going to be thinking that no, maybe it's real and all of that. Like you actually see that it's not. Like once you unprogram your mind, you will see. Like you get to a point where you don't actually doubt that all of it was lies, all of it. Like you were being manipulated. It gets to a point where you can see without a doubt in your mind that no, it was all lies. Because a lot of excuses are being made. There are a lot of holes in the book, like someone said. You know what I'm saying? So you can say that no, 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 something is off. And you also know that if there's a higher power, you don't necessarily need to call for it for help. You know what I'm saying? It'll help you if it can. If an animal needs help, it doesn't need to call on your name or anything like that. If you want to help it, you will help it. If you see that the animal is in trouble and it needs help, you're gonna help it. It doesn't need to call on upon your name. You know that it needs help. You know what I'm saying? Pamela says I was listening to TP earlier for a few hours. He was being questioned hard. I loved his his concept of utopia. He was honest, just no suffering or awful death. Who's TP? They call you a lot of things, but they will never call you a liar. Hey, that's beautiful. I love that. When you're an honest person, yes, they will call you a lot of things, but they will not be able to call you a liar. They'll say you're a bad person. They will say you are depressed. They'll say you're crazy. They'll say you're negative. They'll say you're focusing on the bad stuff, but they will never say you're a liar because they know 100% you're not, and they know that you're not. This was beautiful. They know that you're not a liar, right? There's like when people start gaslighting you when you're speaking the truth, double down. Know that you are actually on the right path, and you should be able to tell when people are trying to gaslight you because people do that. The oldest trick in the book. If you are right, people will gaslight you. It's the same as if, for an example, you are in a relationship with someone and maybe they start to behave in ways that makes you suspicious, and you bring it up. You try to have a conversation with them, and they say you are insecure. No, actually, like what I'm talking about is something that's real. Like once people start to gaslight you, they don't try to listen to you and what you're actually saying and seeing how your actions are affecting them. Then you know what I'm saying? They know you're right. That is why they rather gaslight you. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep on liking the video, guys. Let's keep on liking the video. I'm posting the link to the Discord again. Let's keep on joining. Let's keep on joining. Like I told you that after this live, we're going straight to Discord. Baki says, "Get out of the Matrix." Reminds me of the movie Get Out. Jordan Peele made another video called Weapons. Very beautiful. I mean, not video movie. It called Weapons. It's a very beautiful movie. Like I liked his style in that movie. I didn't even know. Like I watched it and didn't know that he directed it. Until after I watched it, and I was like, damn, yeah, only Jordan Peterson could do. Not Jordan Peterson. I mean, the Don Jordan Peele. At the end of the day, it seems as though nobody is to blame for who they are, because we are created to be flawed. Yeah, man. Human beings are just hypocrites. If you couldn't choose how you're gonna look, and people blame you for how you look, obviously they will blame you for what you do, right? Like they'll never blame God, they'll blame you. They'll blame you for your own nature. I remember I told you about this movie that I watched where they would inject people with this substance that will make them feel feelings that they never felt. So they're performing experiments. Like they'll put two people in a room who are not attracted to each other at all, and then they'll inject them with some substance that will make them fall in love. It's the same thing that the creator we've done. It's to make us feel the way that we feel, so we act because of how we feel. It's the same thing that's controlling animals. You know what I'm saying? Is the primal instinct. You know, it's not. And there isn't much they can do. And I keep on telling you guys that if we truly live the way that we were supposed to live, like naturally, it would be the world would be 10 times worse than it is. But people are conscious and they can sense that something is wrong. So they're not working with nature. Sometimes they're rejecting nature. They're like, you know what? Um, I know I was programmed to be an a-hole, but let me not be an a-hole. I'm conscious. You know what I'm saying? I'm conscious of how my actions can affect others. So let me not be an a-hole. Let me be a good person if I can be a good person. Let me try to be genuine. Let me try to be loving. Let me try to help other people. You know what I'm saying? But it's not easy. It's not something that everyone can master. Some people are operating at a very low level of consciousness, so they when they feel like doing something evil, it's easy for them to do it because of their level of awareness. Evelino, is it coming and coming fast? Evelino, what are you referring to? Everything is so boring. Yeah, man, it gets boring, bro. If you're experiencing the same things every day, nothing really new is going on. And the things that are happening are things that we're predicting. You know what I'm saying? They introduced artificial intelligence. We knew where it will be 25 years later. You know what I'm saying? The Matrix spoke about artificial, like the movies that spoke about artificial intelligence, how what it will be able to do in the future. Not that it will do bad things to humans, but it will be able to be to kind of like do things independent. Like it can work on its own, basically. So we knew all of these things that are happening that they were going to happen. So it doesn't. It's not that interesting because we're expecting all of this. You know, but maybe if one day we woke up and we were told that the Anunnakis are here, you know what I'm saying, or the Anunnakis are coming and they're gonna be here maybe next week, at least, man, we'll all be like, yo. I remember I asked you a question in one of the videos that I made. I was like, let's just say you were about to end things because you're tired, and you're watching videos on YouTube. You're ready. You're watching videos, and then you come across a story. Uh, you're in a story that's saying that the Anunnakis are coming. Wouldn't you wait? Wouldn't you be like, you know what? This is gonna be interesting. Like, I want to hear what these guys are gonna say. We've been waiting for these people for too damn long. Like, let's see what they're gonna say. Let's see what they're gonna think about this. Like, people are bored, bro. The sun is gonna go up in the morning. We knew spring was coming. Spring in South Africa. We knew spring was coming. Like, you know what's gonna happen even before it happens. It's no longer something like there's nothing that will actually shock you in this realm. You know we can predict things, because things have always been the same. Ivan says finally caught the stream live. What up? Thanks for joining the stream. Thanks for joining the stream. It's just that I can't tell you guys when I will be live because I don't even know. It has to do with what I feel inside. Because I could be like, okay, I'll be live every day at 8, but you find that that day I'm just, you know, what I'm saying, like I'm not in the in the mood to be live. You see, so I don't want to put that kind of pressure on myself. I just want to go live when I feel like it. Like, okay, now I feel like going live so that I can give you the best of me all the time. You know what I'm saying? Majors is it's like finding out the pie has human guts in it. Beautiful, like really beautiful. I like that example. You know what I'm saying? It's exactly like it ruins the whole thing. This reminds me of. This reminds me if you've watched Scary Movie Two. So it was this guy with a messed up hand. Like his hand was messed up. It was like this. So whenever he did things, he would use his hand. I don't know why. So he had a normal hand and a messed up hand, but he'll always be using his hand. So he prepared food for his guests, right? And they started eating the food and they were enjoying it. And then he said, then one of the ladies complimented him. It's like, oh, this tastes good. And he said, oh, thank you, my child. I made him by hand. He showed them the hand, and the hand just looked disgusting. And all of them just spat the food out, and then he started to show them how he makes food using his hand, and it just became more and more disgusting. So that's how it is in this room. It's like once you know how things really work, you become disgusted. You stop enjoying everything because now you know how everything is done, and you know that it's not being done the way that you would have liked for it to be done, and that's the problem. You see. Thoughts on in Mandem. I haven't watched in Mandem videos in like maybe 3 4 years, so I don't know what is up to now and if his message is still the same. You know, because I remember he was focusing on ephilism and antinatalism, but I haven't followed him a lot to know him or to even have like an opinion, like because you can have an opinion about someone and you find that you don't know them enough, and you know what I'm saying, your opinion is not like accurate. Reach well the even the bond that I have with people, the bonds that I have with people are not like they used to be. I don't even want to have people around anymore. Don't call me frequently to be talking, just to be talking. Yeah, when we were growing up, we enjoyed the bonds that we had. You know, we enjoyed the bonds that we had with other people. Relationships felt real. Relationships felt authentic. You know, when you said you loved your parents, you loved them, and it was. I remember when I was a kid, I would always wait for my mom to come back from work, and I would run. You know, like that's how kids are. I have a nephew. Whenever my nephew sees me, he will run towards me. But as we get older, we kind of lose that spark because we're starting like the whole room will be torturing us. I remember I gave you this example about my neighbor's dog. You know, my neighbor had this beautiful dog that was very aggressive that didn't allow anyone in. Like it was a very aggressive dog, but she mistreated it. I've never seen a dog, being treated that badly. She'll not give it food. She'll have it tied to a tree. I don't know if she enjoyed, seeing the dog suffer. It got to a point where the dog wouldn't even bark, and she blamed the dog for not barking when people come in. Like, this dog is useless and all of that. She didn't know that she's the one who caused it. So it's what happens with people. It's like when they were young, they used to enjoy this, right? They used to enjoy this, and because they were naive, they didn't know how bad things can get. So, but then life abused them so much that they just lost interest. They don't want to do anything. They don't even have hobbies anymore. You know what I'm saying? But when you were a child, you were very hopeful, and anything could make you happy. Remember, as a child, you were able to play with toys, bro, like a toy, and you'll be happy. Why? Because you had no problem. So it was easier for you to be happy. You thought this room was good. So you were having fun, right? But once you realize that no, this is bad, it's like nothing makes you happy anymore. You see, when you're not happy, even if you can listen to I mean music. Okay, I wanted to give you example with music, but let me not use music because there's something I want to say about music. But you can watch a movie that you like and you still don't enjoy it. You can watch a series that you like and still don't enjoy it. You can do eat the food that you like and still don't enjoy it. Why? Because you're not happy. But with music, it's different though. That's why I think it was Dead Press. They said one thing about music: when it hits, you feel no pain. So at least music, when it hits, you feel no pain. Like if you are in pain, like in serious pain, and you come across a song that you really love, for that moment you feel no pain, right? Like for that moment there will be no pain. It's the greatest thing about music, bro. Like when it hits, you really feel no pain. If you're gonna discover like a very beautiful song when you're feeling your worst, you're gonna love that song. Like you will feel no pain for real. How can we cope as lonely men? What's the point of carrying on? That's a good question, man. That's really a good question. Um, I think if you can find, like, maybe if you can play video games, like focus on video games, that can help because relationships are not what they used to be anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you could be like, you know what, let me try to be in a relationship, and then you end up feeling worse than you ever felt, right? So maybe playing video games, playing online video games with people, you learn how to play off, that can help a little, just try and find something new that is fun, right? Like I told you guys that I didn't know that I liked snooker, but I discovered that I like snooker like around March, and now I play snooker like all the time. Like I love playing snooker. You know what I'm saying? Like I enjoy playing snooker. Why? Because it's something that I just discovered that I liked. So you can discover something that you didn't know that you like, and you actually find yourself liking it and enjoying it. So that can help. But trying to pursue relationships right now, especially if things have not been working out, I don't know if that's a good idea because um, what makes people fall in love isn't what you think. There's a reason why there are a lot of lonely men out there. You know what I'm saying? Like if love was what you thought it was, it would mean that everyone would have someone in their lives, and it will not be difficult to find good relationships. But it is very difficult because we don't choose people because they are good people or because they care about us the most, or any of that. It's about their status, it's about what they have, what they bring to the table, and all of that. So that's the craziest thing about human nature, you know. Justice for the LPSs. But Mali say that before that press. I didn't know one thing about music when he hits. Even Drake said it, but it was after that press. It said it with the same flow. One thing about music when he hits, you feel no pain. It was the song over. Last real one. This room try to get you to hate yourself. It go as far as making everyone hate you so you can question yourself. Maybe it's me, not the world. Loving yourself is an attack on this hell. Yeah. The hell rim will get you to hate yourself, especially if it senses your insecurities, right? If it senses that you're insecure and you like it finds your weaknesses and be like, oh, so this one, um when people behave this way around him, he reacts this way. It's fine. You find that people get to react the same way when you do something, and you end up blaming yourself. Well, the problem is not you. The problem has always been this room. I'm telling you, the ones who are real, the ones who can see that the problem is this real, they get to suffer more than the ones who are not real, because they are not going against the rules of the matrix, right? They are playing by the rules of the matrix. So the matrix does not see them as a threat. So it rewards them because it's benefiting from their actions. Guys, I'll be back in a sec. Thank you guys for being patient with me. Rich He says, "All I want is bliss, bliss and joy." That's what everyone wants, and that's the thing, is that we're not getting that. So we keep on fighting, thinking like trying to have hope, right? Thinking that one day we'll, find real joy and just be happy. When you're watching a movie and someone is struggling in the movie, they're struggling, like they've been struggling since the beginning. But as the movie continues, things start to change in their lives, and things end up being good for them. So we want life to be like that. You keep on going because you have a feeling that things are going to get better. But what's unfortunate is that not everyone gets to have what they want. Not everyone gets to win. Not everyone who tried MMA got to have a career that Khabib had, the career that John Jones had. You know what I'm saying? The career that Hamza Chimaev is having. You know, like there's a lot of people who try to be MMA fighters who failed. There's a lot of people who try to be actors who failed. A lot of people who try to make it through education and they failed. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people who try to have good relationships and they failed. So that's what's sad. You know what I'm saying? The majority of people don't even get to have what they want. And what's even worse is that even if you do get what you want, I remember I told you about um like this interview that Will Smith had. He's like, everyone talks about rock bottom, but there's what I call cliff top, and it's very lonely. And because a lot of people don't get to the top, they don't know that. It's when you actually have it all. It's when you have the things that you want. You have the Ferraris, you have a big house, you're married. You're friends with celebrities. Everyone loves you, and you still not happy. And you're like, I thought all of this was gonna make me happy, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? That I thought all of this would actually make me happy, but it doesn't. I feel worse than I've ever felt. That is why some people say it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, right? I remember I gave you this example with Tyson Fury that after he beat this guy that he's always wanted to beat, he was still undefeated, became a heavyweight champion, very famous, made a lot of money. Dude went through depression for real. Dude used to drink a lot. He even wanted to crash his car so that things would end, so people would just think it was just an accident. You know what I'm saying? Because he has it all, but now he still doesn't feel happy. Yeah, he's used to what he has. So that's the thing. Is we spend our lives trying to chase happiness, but we never find it. We try to find it in material things, but still don't find it. It's difficult, man. What conscious beings have to go through in this realm. Pamela Redock, social services is listed as my legal guardians on my first passport. I was only 14 years old and it was still embarrassing. Still bothers me now since social services has a mostly unhealthy. How? Which country are you from, Pamela? Interest? What do you mean, Pamela? More 2 weeks. Can you make a regular time to go live? No, it's gonna be difficult, man. But it will be check around this time. Like I can't say I'm gonna go live today, and I'm not. Like, I don't want to make empty promises. But around this time, if I'm going live, I'll go live around this time. The good thing is that you caught the live, and like I said, we're going straight to Discord. Let me post the Discord link now so that people can join. So after the live, we're going straight to Discord. You're gonna join the video chat so that we can communicate. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I think what I like about it is that anyone can join. You get what I'm saying? It's not even like TikTok where you have to accept the request and all of that. Like you just join and we talk. That's what it should be about. Like this community that we've built, it should be about people connecting and having real conversations. I remember the time when I didn't have that at all. You're alone in your room. You have no one that you can talk to, like at all. Like there's no person in the world that you can actually talk to about how you feel. So I thought about it. I was like, it'll be good if we can have a platform where we can just talk for as long as we want. And I'm saying that heals you. That is therapy. That's the highest level of therapy for people like us. You know what I'm saying? Someone says, if you're ugly and being an asshole, people hate you regardless. Yeah, man. People just here's the thing. We are programmed to not like ugly. But if you're not doing something wrong, then people do not have a reason to show you they don't like you. That's what sucks. But you do something wrong or you say something, a lot of people who dislike you will just disagree with you, whether you're right or wrong, because they just don't like you. That's the thing, right? But if you're beautiful and popular, people will agree with you even if you're wrong. And you could do something that is wrong and people will still side with you. I've seen celebrities, especially where I live, get away with a lot of things because people love them. That's it. Like because people there's some people who just have charisma for days, bro. Real charisma. Like if they don't like you, you won't be able to get away with anything. If they like you, you can say things and people still side with you. They don't cancel you. There's this guy, he has this podcast. His name is McG. I wouldn't say he's handsome, but he's very funny. And I compare funny to handsome basically because it's kind of like has the same effect. Like if you're really, really, really like really funny, people will want to be around you for real, right? So you can say anything and get away with it, right? And people will still side with him. There'll be very few people, and it is good at what he does. This is not me criticizing him or anything, but I'm just using him as an example. That if people like you, you can say whatever, you can be an a-hole, and people will still ride with you. But if they don't like you, you can be a good person, but you still don't have anyone to call when things are not going well for you. You know what I'm saying? It sucks, man. It's nature. Ben, yesterday I asked my aunt if she had her memory wiped and was dropped in this place. How would you know if it was good or bad? Her head exploded. Yeah, I would like to know what her response was, because that's a good question, right? Like, how do you know this place is good if you don't know why you are here, you don't know where you come from, and there's a lot of evil shit that be happening. You know what I'm saying? Like this place is all sunshine and rainbow. I mean, at least if it was all sunshine and rainbow, you'd be like, if someone is saying it's a hell rim, you'd have to ask that person a lot of questions. But we're seeing a lot of horrible things happening to people, and we're seeing that we're being brainwashed to think it's good, no matter what is happening to people. So obviously, you wouldn't know that it's good, and you will need to be suspicious, because you having your memory wiped off is a red flag by default. You know what I'm saying? You need your memories. You need to remember where you come from, because if you don't, you can get manipulated. If you don't know where you come from, you could play for the wrong team. If they wipe off my memories completely and I come back here and I grew up in a Christian family, it might take time for me to wake up. What if they make me sound charismatic to Christians, so I don't even get to question Christianity, right? So I grew up going to church, and all the Christians love me, all the Christians embrace me. It doesn't even occur to me to ask if this whole thing is real. I'm just focusing on what I'm benefiting. You know what I'm saying? So it gets to a point where I'm this big pastor now, and I'm standing for something that I didn't even stand for. You know what I'm saying? Something that isn't even real. So you do need your memories. That's how you learn. That's how you evolve. I can't trust a word that Will Smith says, or a word, or a word. Okay, he's accepting emotional abuse from his Jezebel wife. Uh, uh, just because someone is wrong about something doesn't mean that he can't be right about something, right? And he's still married to Jada. That's weird. I didn't think they were still married. He says some people like it here. Good for them, but what about people who don't? Do you think a lot of people like it here? Or it's very few who might like it here? And the problem is that those who like it here have a lot of power. So if you don't like it here and you're honest about it, they will use their power to make sure that you are silenced. You know what I'm saying? They'll use their power to make sure that you look like like something is wrong with you. Like you shouldn't be listened to. You don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Final destination. I hope you join the Discord, because after this, we're going straight to Discord. So I'd like to hear why you keep on saying what you're saying about women. I would like us to also have that discussion. So make sure that after this live, you joining the Discord. It'll be beautiful to have all the conversations that we can have. I'm not religious, but I see a lot of validity in the Bible, which actually scares me. This world is cursed by design. I would like you to elaborate more if you're gonna say that you see a lot of validity. Let me tell you this: there are a lot of books, fictional books that make more sense than the devil, but we know those books are fictional. You watch movies like The Matrix. The lady that wrote the book, she wrote the book, I think, in the early 70s. I'm not really sure. If she said she was a prophetess, you believe it because a lot of things that happen in the movie The Matrix are happening now. Do you get what I'm saying? A lot of things that are happening in the movie The Matrix, and are happening in the movie The Matrix are happening now. So that book makes more sense than the Bible. Metroix asked me a very important question. How many do you think will exit if there was a right person? Yeah, if that was normalized in our society, I think a lot of people. If that was normalized in our society, like if that was normal, but it will get to a point where it stops. It will stop because they wouldn't be like when there's too many people. People suffer a lot because of lack of resources. If you've watched the movie Avengers, it's what Thanos was trying to solve. But yeah, I do believe that if it was normalized, like a lot of people, like if it's something that was being spoken about and people were free to talk about it, people be talking about it on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? A person on TikTok says, "Yeah, yeah, I think it's time," and then they explain, and like, I think a lot of people will do it, especially in the beginning. But it will get to a point where it's kind of stops because now people have what they want, because there isn't too many people. So now they're like, okay, at least I'm able to make a living. At least the economy is good now. You know what I'm saying? At least things ain't expensive as they used to be now. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I think a lot of people are fed up. What keeps them going is not having the easy way out. Do you get what I'm saying? So they keep on going, like, well, there's no easy way out, so I just have to keep on going, right? Other than them being keeping on going because they're dead interested. That is why if someone makes a video on TikTok and talk about, if it wasn't for my kids, I would have, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people will comment the same thing, and you're like, damn, this is more than 10,000 comments, bro. And people are saying the same thing. Like no one is like, I will never do that. And like people now are feeling the same way, but they keep on going because they're like, hey, what do I do, man? I'm in the game. I don't even know what happens, when I exit the game. So let me just keep on going. And it does show you that people are not okay. You know what I'm saying? Like people are not okay. They just pretend to be. So I think that is why it's not being made easy for people to exit. It's illegal almost in every country. Maybe in Canada it's not because they do allow people who suffer to make that choice. But it's I think a lot of people, to answer your question, I think a lot of people, like, maybe, how many people did they say died in 2020 when the whole thing happened? I think it will kind of be like that. I think it will be like that, like what happened in 2020, especially during the first year. Pamela says, imagine being yourself and it's wrong. I stay in the dude. That's brutal. So people have to wear a mask. Yeah, when I go out, I must wear a mask because if I'm gonna be myself, then I'm wrong, and I'll be blamed and all of that. And people hate being judged. But yeah, that's a good point, man. We're not love for who we are. So if you're being yourself and you're considered to be wrong, that tells you something about the place that you're in. if you are not encouraged to be yourself and people see you for you. But how are you crazy if you are yourself? It's like, no, accept me for me. I like this song that starts playing before. I forgot the name of the song, but it's in the new album, Kendrick Lamar's album. It says, "Before I fall in fast asleep, love me for me." Everyone wants to be loved for them, bro. Like, you want to be loved for you. You want people to see you, to see your truth, to understand your pain, to understand your trauma, to understand why you're afraid if you're afraid, why you're scared if you're scared. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want. But are we living in a world that that where that is happening, or it's kind of like the opposite? Like, everyone just hates everyone, really. Like, so we're trying to hide what makes people hate us, so we're not real, basically. It's like when you get into a relationship, you try to hide the parts of you that other people have rejected. uh, and this they are parts of you, it's you, basically, and then you hide it, and then it finds other ways to manifest. And it's going to manifest in a toxic way. That's the worst thing about it. Why do you say women should approach men? Ivan says, I don't use Discord anymore. I'm trying to quit every social media one at a time. But Discord is not that toxic. It's not like I don't think it's that toxic, especially if you're in the right community, because you're not seeing a lot of stuff. It's just you're just in the like me. I'm only in one Discord server. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like there's other Discord servers that I'm like, you know. Cope will always be people's drug. Yeah, everyone is trying to cope, man. Everyone is trying to cope. Pamela says, I birthed three children, and all three of my poor babies were my bad choices. Honestly, folk do not procreate through lust and flesh. I like the fact that you are able to look back and be like, yeah. Because here's the thing, man. Some people are not even honest. I remember there's this lady that I used to work with. She has many children. She was like, you know what? If I could go back to my 20s, I would not have children. I would not have I would not have children. It's one of the biggest mistakes that I've made. And I tell you guys that a lot of people end up regretting having children, and they just don't talk about it, because how do you talk about it? You get what I'm saying? Some people just keep it to themselves. They look at their children, they're like, yes, I do regret, bringing them into this world. That doesn't mean they hate their children, but they realize how cruel the world is, and you find that maybe their children are not able to, do much. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine if you have a child and the child is not able to do a lot in the world, and you look at them and you're like, Ish, my child is gonna suffer, and they're probably gonna have more children, and you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to end how to end this cycle. What I should have made sure that I do is I should have made sure that I don't procreate. That would have been the only way to save my children from this. But it's rare to hear a person who doesn't have children, who say that they regret not having children. Like, it's the rarest thing, bro. Like, those who not have children, as they get older, they things become better for them. You know what I'm saying? The things don't actually become worse if you don't have children, because if if things here's the thing, as you get older, you know, and your children are getting older, they need you, right? And on top of that, you have to understand that in this realm, nothing really belongs to you. You can have a child, and then that child, maybe when they are 15, 16, they get sick and then they die, and then you miss them, and it keeps you depressed and all of that. You know, you don't want to feel all of that. When you're older, you know, there isn't a lot of people that you feel like you can lose, or that you're afraid of losing. You know, whenever, like, if you have a child, when your child is sick, you stress, you can't even function. So that's why I'm saying it's much easier to become happy or to become stable when you don't have children, especially when you're getting older. That is why it's rare to find a person who didn't have a child who say they regret that they don't have a child, except for people who are just child free. You know, it's not for philosophical reasons. They're just child free. They want to travel the world and do a lot of things that they want to do. So they decided not to have children because of that. Yeah, those ones, yeah, they might end up regretting. It's possible. Justice says both sexes should have all reproductive systems so that the both sexes could see life from one another's perspective. But that's I never thought of that at all. But thinking about it now, it kind of makes sense. Kind of, but I think it will make things more complicated, man. But I like that. I think you can still see things from women's perspective if you try to put yourself in their shoes, and women can see things from men's perspective if they put themselves in their shoes. You know what I'm saying? But it takes like, you need to be operating at a high level of awareness than to just like to be selfish, to only look at yourself. Help from us ever knowing about in life. Our parents don't tell us a lot of things, even with what happens from having kids or aging, because they know we wouldn't have kids or be happy if we knew. Yeah, man, children are protected from a lot, like a lot. You know, you just learn, you know, as you get older, that no, the world isn't what I thought it was. You know, it's not like it's not like they prepare you for the world. That's the problem. It's not like they prepare you for this. You know, they don't prepare you for this. They just, I don't know, they just let you figure things out yourself, and by the time you're older, you're tired, man, because you've seen the opposite of what they were telling you. So guys, I'd like people to let me post the link to the Discord now. So click the link because we're going to Discord. Benedict, what is the movie called about the people who fell in love after having been given? I don't know. Like, try to. Okay, you know that guy who played Thor, right? And yeah, Thor, that guy in the Avenger movies. Yeah, he's the main character, and he's the villain actually in that movie. So you just search for the movies that he made. Movie that's related to something, to 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 something that's like, it has to be something that's related to medication, something like that. You'll see the movie, like you will see the movie, like if you check all these movies, you'll find the movie. um yeah, it's the main character in that movie. Someone else says, my children have suffered enough already. It's gross. I was completely degenerated to do this three times, unfortunately. Nah, it's You shouldn't beat yourself over this. Matrix says I'll download Discord, so next time I'll join. Yeah, this if you haven't downloaded Discord, you can download it and check the link. I think even on the video description is there. So if you can't download now, if you can't download the app now, it's not a problem. What you can do is check the description, the video description, and you find the link. So you can download Discord, and then you click on the link, and yeah. Let's say, what's the best way to cope? I think it has to do with how you are as a person, man. Like what you feel, what's fun for you. But like for me, like I told you, that now I enjoy playing snooker. So it's I kind of forget a lot of things when I'm playing snooker. I just focus on snooker. Playing with other people, getting better at it. That helps a lot. So I'll say for me, playing snooker. But of course, we can't all like the same things. You might find that there might be something that you like. Also going to the gym, it does help. It helps a lot with your mental health. How you feel is important. So if you're going to the gym, working out regularly, you might feel a little better. You know. What if you can't enjoy anything? Yeah, that's the thing, man. It's hard to enjoy anything, but it's also possible to find something that you might enjoy. You know. It's also possible. So thank you guys for joining the live. Thank you for the super thanks. Thank you for all the comments. Let's like the video. Let's share the video. And yeah, if you haven't watched it from the beginning, you can watch it from the beginning, because that's where I talk about the actual topic. But as the life goes on, that's when I'm focusing more on the comments and what people are saying. So yeah, let's go to Discord, guys. Let's go to Discord like now, actually. And we're gonna go to, let me see, general, like at the bottom, general. That's where you can join a voice chat, basically. So that's where we can start talking. So thank you all, guys.